Hello, gentlemen. Today we're going to do a little deep dive into Cvasti's Trips Tight End offensive ebook. So if you don't know who Cvasti is, you definitely should. He's one of the best players out right now. He finished in the top 50 last year in Madden 22. And then as of right now, he's got the best Trips Tight End in the entire world. No exaggeration. I know the players that are in Trips Tight End right now, and he's got the most setups. He's got the most unique setups. He runs it to perfection. So he is the Trips Tight End master in Madden 23. And you guys should definitely check him out on acemadden.com. So I'm going to show you 4 different setups that are in the ebook, but he's got over 40. So this is only a small sample of what he shows. But like I said, he has an answer for everything. Every coverage. He can even bomb man coverage. But I'm going to show you 4 different setups. And just remember, this is the New England Patriots playbook. This is the one he recommends, but you can also use the Raiders playbook. The first play we're going to go over is verticals, and I'm just going to go against random defenses, but I will explain the logic behind the setup and what it's good against and what it's bad against. So verticals versus a random defense. And then what we're going to do is we're going to set up our trips on the wide side. So the ball's on the right hash, trips will be on the left, and then vice versa. If the ball's on the left hash, your trips will be on the right. You just want the most space as possible to work with your trips. So let's go ahead and set up the play. It's very simple. In route your tight end, wheel your running back. So your play should look like this, and the goal is to quick snap your opponent. And the reason for that is you only have 2 adjustments, and unless he's in a very basic cover 0 or something, he's probably going to be making adjustments while you're snapping. And then if they're in a cover 0, usually their responsibility is going to be the running back. So a seam wheel is perfect to counter a cover 0 right now, because a user has to shoot out to the flats to defend that running back immediately. And if he just is 1 step behind, that can end up being a touchdown just from your running back. And it's a really annoying route against cover 0. And then your tight end, if he has short and elite, he's going to toast man coverage. And then you have some options versus zone as well. I mean, if it's cover 2, you're going to have X or Y. If it's, cover 3, you're going to have B or A as a high-low. And yeah, I just wanted to explain the concept of the setup first before I snapped it, but let's go ahead and find out what it is real quick. As you can see, this guy comes underneath. Everything on the trip side is being cleared out. And of course, that guy can be usered, but usually if it's a zone, you're going to have B open as well. Let's go ahead and take a look. As you can see, boom, wide open. But remember, the main goal of this is to quick snap a blitzer, a heavy blitzer, and then read your tight end and your running back. That's really the main goal. He kind of jumped that like crazy. I'm not going to lie. I didn't think he could jump that. Right here, throw it to the seam. I'm not really getting a good, look here in regards to a blitzer, but really I'd say the main thing that's gonna kind of stop this a little bit would be a cover 4 drop maybe, because it's gonna take away the X and Y routes, which is the outside fade and the seam, and then they can kind of just use her between the crosser and the in route. The next setup is going to be PA shot wheel, and this is a zone coverage bomb. I will kind of caution you here that running bombs like this aren't exactly the best right now. Yes, they are going to bomb the coverage. However, blitzes and pass rush in general is just so good right now that really don't want to be doing this. But I'm going to show you how to do it regardless. So what we're going to do is streak the inside slot receiver, which is B in this case. You're going to slant the outside slot receiver, which is Y. And then you can kind of do what you want with the tight end and the running back. You can leave them in the block, or you can, maybe put your running back on an out route. You can kind of set it up how you want, but the 3 main things is you need the trip side to look exactly like it does. So let's go ahead and snap it. And then you just need a lot of time. But as you can see, wide open. It's going to be open versus cover 2. It's going to be open versus cover 3. And it's a very simple bomb. Streak will clear out the middle third. This guy comes underneath, crosses. This guy is super occupied doing absolutely nothing. He does kind of get distracted by the slant, which is kind of how it was last year. A very similar way to attack cover 3 last year. But you see how, like, it's so hard to get that ball off. They need to be sending 3 or 4, and your offensive line needs to hold up. Do it again. And even then, he misses the throw. So, I mean, it's a really good bomb. I'll show you against cover 2, but at the end of the day, you shouldn't really be moving the ball like this right now, in my opinion. If this is how you love to play offense, you just love to take shot plays, I mean, this is really good for you. I mean, it doesn't get much better because it's going to bomb everything. Do it again. I'm going to do a max protect again. Hopefully get enough time. And I had to throw it a little bit earlier than I wanted to. Let me do it one more time against cover 2. As you can see, wide open. This deep half on the right gets occupied by the slant. And overall, it's just an insane zone bomb. It can also get over, I think, match as well. It can bomb match. But yeah, it just takes so long, guys. I mean, we're blocking 7, and it still feels like they could shed us at any time. But if you absolutely need a shot play, and you know they're in zone or something, this is definitely something you can come to. The next setup we're going to talk about is PA slot corner. And this is mainly a zone beating concept, but it can work versus man as well. And what we're going to do is streak Y, curl your tight end, and then what we'll do is, let's just go ahead and redrag X and then motion him across. And then we're going to snap him right about here, right after he passes the tight end. And what you have is really, against man, you have to throw the corner or the drag. If neither is open, just throw the ball away. But against zone, you know, what's usually going to happen. So drag does come open right here. Against zone, you're going to get a lot of clear out action. So let's go ahead and look at it again. So right here, this should be a big play for us. And no matter what they do with this outside cornerback, he's going to get cleared out by this streak. Doesn't matter if he's base aligned. It doesn't matter if he's in an outside quarter that's dropped. If he's in a deep half that's dropped, it does not matter. He's going to get cleared out by this guy. And this corner will be open. So zone is really just not, in my opinion, a good option on the trip side. For that reason alone. Do it again. Wide open. And then just say he goes out there and uses it. What's going to happen is you have the tight end and the drag. So let's go ahead and look. The drag is going to usually get open, like right here. You know, this guy does come down a little bit. Tight end does get covered as well, but the corner is just wide open. Run it like this again. I don't know if you need to redrag this guy, by the way. I don't actually know. That's because like the drag is, if it stops while he's running or something, I actually don't know. If he doesn't, then you can just leave him on his stock drag. But he does say to redrag, so I'm going to listen to the trips tight end master and redrag. Do it again. You need a lot of time there, but wide open. It's a very simple play. And if they, you know, run zone coverage on that side, you are likely going to be getting a huge gain. The last setup we're going to talk about is Pat's Y in. And this is my favorite setup in the entire ebook. And I believe it's Cvasti's as well. I know for sure the play itself is his favorite. He's got 10 different setups in the ebook out of this play alone, which is insane. But I saved this setup for last because it does require additional routes. And I know some of you guys who watch my channel, you know, you're in regs and CFMs and stuff, and you don't have access to all of these additional routes. I totally get it. But if you do, it takes your offense to another level. And what I'm going to do is show you why. So let's go ahead and put Y on a crosser. Put your tight end on a crosser as well. I'm actually just going to block my running back for this example. But you want it to set up like this, and then we're going to motion snap Y in just a second. Now, I just want to mention one more time, if you guys want the full scheme, that's on acemadden.com. Over 40 setups, just like this, that are insane, can attack any coverage. and you will definitely move the ball a lot easier, and you'll beat man coverage a lot easier. So check that out, acemadden.com. Use code ACE for 15% off at checkout. Becoming a member grants you access to every ebook on the site, including this one. All right, so now let's talk about the actual play. The play's already set up for us. We're going to motion snap, and then I'll break down how you want to read this. So let's go ahead and motion this guy across, and then right before he sets, you're going to snap. So right about here. And what that's going to do is help you get separation versus man coverage. He's going to get open like that pretty much every single time. So let's look at it again. You're going to see we snap right before he hits this red line. This red line is technically where he's supposed to set. And then he doesn't get pressed. We can pass lead this inside, wide open. This tight end, wide open versus man. This speed out route is going to win very often versus man as well. And then, you can obviously put your running back on a route if you want to. You can put them on like an out route. So you could set it up like this. If you don't think they're blitzing you, you want to have your running back out on a route if you don't think they're blitzing you. So snap right about here. Tight end's wide open. And let me tell you guys, this play is actually insane. Like, this is probably the best setup in the entire ebook in regards to just moving the ball from 20 to 20 or 25 to 20, whatever you want to call it. It's so spammable. Like, it beats every coverage, genuinely. Run it again. Running back's wide open. And the user is just going to not know what to do, because this crosser from the tight end, like he's going to be the one that gets the user attention first. But then once he starts seeing you throwing this guy, which you could have thrown immediately, like you could have thrown him right here, he's going to have to start adjusting to that. And then over adjusting to this crosser will leave, this crosser open. And then this guy is also open a ton. And then the running back is coming out of the backfield on this setup. And it's just a nightmare. Like, legit. This play sucks, or would suck to go against. I haven't played it, luckily, but maybe now that we've posted it as an ebook, we'll see it a little bit more. I tried throwing to the tight end crosser. I just didn't have enough time. So right here, it's double A gap. I'm not going to chance it. I'm just going to go ahead and block my running back. And then, if I need to throw quickly, I might look at my my out route from B. See what I have. Right here, they played like a hard flap. So that guy's going to be open immediately on the post. It's just very rare that something isn't open. Like, something is probably going to be open. And it's up to you how you really want to read it. But right there, boom. The post does clear out the outside third. The outside third kind of goes back to where he was originally, but it's not really, he's not really shallow enough to take this guy away. Yeah, cleared out enough. I just highball that. Easy. I'll run it just a few more times. So right here might be a man coverage. Let's see if we can get it to our crosser again. So right here, he actually covers him pretty well, but you're usually going to get inside of that cornerback for a completion anyways. Safety comes down. I'm going to block my running back. I'm going to read my speed out first. See what happens. Okay, he's covered. This guy's open. If that was usered, I would have just waited for my backside crosser. And, it's an easy play, guys. It's an easy play that's going to have success versus either zone or man. And you'll get big gains because one of these two crossers is likely going to be open. Okay, so that's going to be it for the breakdown. That was only 4 setups out of the 40 total that Cvasti posted in his offensive ebook on acemadden.com. So check that out. It's going to make your life so much easier. He also has blitz pickups versus like 6-1, nickel over, dollar, 3-3. He can beat match. He can bomb man coverage, which I didn't even show in this video, how to bomb man coverage. He's just the trips god, guys. And if you guys want to run this offense and run it at the highest level, you definitely want this ebook. So acemadden.com, use code ACE for 15% off at checkout. And then if you're not interested, just drop a little like. Support the channel, really helps us out. And then subscribe for more Madden 23 content if you're new. That's greatly appreciated. So thanks for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow.